or to a certain person, okay? Kasi hindi lahat ng kaibigan mo pare-parehas. Hindi kayo lahat applicable yung strategy mo na gagawin mo doon sa iba't iba mong friends, right? Okay? If one of the strategy works with one, you do not expect that it will also work with all of them, okay? So after going through this module, we're expected to explain the causes of communication breakdown. Okay, but we have touched that already last week, so we're just going to recall and use appropriate strategies to avoid communication breakdown and achieve the goals of relationship and community building. Okay, see, relationship and community building. Okay, we communicate with others because we want to build good relationships and to create a harmonious community. And it starts with your family, right? And then with your friends, with school, with society, and then your world gets bigger. Okay. Next, communication breakdown may occur when problems in any of the elements involved arise. They become barriers to communication. That's from our lesson last week. So communication breakdown results when the intended message of the sender is not understood exactly by the receiver, right? After understanding the concept of communication breakdown and its causes, we may realize that failure in communication may be avoided through the certain strategies that we could adopt. Okay? So there are many ways that we can adapt, that we can choose from. Okay? Which one will work on a specific situation or will work to that kind, to your mother, to your sister, to your friends. Okay? So we first discuss the first part of the lesson in the module, which is the 5 ways to avoid communication breakdown given by, this is I think a psychologist, okay, Ronnie Peterson, and also a linguist. So let's have the first. Ito na yung sinasabi ko sa inyo, ha, pag kayo ay may i-share, if you can share an example that you have, if you can remember, related to this, to what is flashed in your screen, on your screen, please share something. So before we go through this, you try to recall first, what are your experiences with communication breakdown in the family, with your friends, in school, or even in your neighborhood? And then how were you able to solve or to fix this communication breakdown problem? Yun kasi pag-uusapan natin today. Anong nangyari sa problema mo sa iyong parent, kunyari, ano yung pangyayari na hindi kayo nagkaintindihan at paano nyo ito nasolusyonan? Okay? So every day in your life, marami kayong mga experience na ganyan, I'm sure. So please share. Okay? First, have clarity of thought before speaking. Arrange your thoughts before verbalizing them. Okay? So what do you mean by this? How do you avoid communication breakdown? By clarifying your thoughts before speaking. Okay, any sharing? Bago ka magsalita. Yes.
John. Ano po, for example po, yung parang pong, you were confused, parang you were mad, parang ganun po, parang psychological po, parang you kasi from a certain situation, tapos your friend talked to you, and then to avoid like spreading more anger to her, or like talking, you try to arrange your thoughts, then come for speak to her para hindi po para hindi po lumaki.
Yes, very good. So do you have any experience, anyone from the class, naka-experience ba kayo na lalong lumala yung problema nyo because you did not first identify arrange your thoughts before you talk? Yung madala kayo, you were turned away by your emotions. Tama yun. Pag sobrang galit ka, ang dami mong nasasabi ng mali. Pag sisihan mo patapos, right? So ano yun? Any experience?
Actually, ako rin po.
Yes, sige, Johan.
It happened recently. My friend and I were talking. And then unex then I was so mad because I was so mad at a certain subject because I didn't know the reason why I was mad. And then later on later on when we were talking, I was like, I went I don't know, I went out of control. I said bad things to her. And then until now I haven't I decided that let's let's not talk for a while because my head is my head's not functioning that well. So yeah.
All right. Thanks for sharing, Johan. That's true, right? Marami sa atin na nakakarried away ng galit or whatever emotion that is. And then we post on social media, right? Sometimes we do that. Yung hindi natin mapigilan magpasaring sa my day. Diba? So, anong nakalagay doon? It's not clear. Meaning, it's something that even you do not understand. Bakit ko ba yung sinulat? Bakit ko ba yung ginawa? Bakit ko ba yung sinabi? Right? So before you say something, you have to make sure that your thoughts are clear. Meaning, if it's clear, you understand them also. Okay? Kasi pag ikaw mismo hindi nakaintindi at pagbasa mo ng post mo na nabasa na ng lahat ng my day mo or na nag-react na yung iba, pagsisisihan mo na because you were first of all you don't have a clear mind and a clear so you produce unclear thoughts, right? Okay, so aside from that, yung sa mga nasyon, pwede rin yung kapag hiningan ka ng directions, right? Kunyari, o sige, paano ba lulutuin ito? Sabi ng kapatid mo kasi busy ka sa online class. Hindi, ilagay mo na lang lahat, tapos di ano lang yan, paghahalo-haluin lang yan sinigang, ganyan, di ba? So ano ginawa ng kapatid mo? Pinagsabay-sabay niya yung lahat ng ingredients na nangyayari yan, di ba? So ano kinalabas ng sinigang? Naging siyang bulalo, di ba? Because he did not clarify or arrange your thoughts. So giving instructions is one very good example of that. Because if you will not arrange your thoughts, ano sabihin ng kausap mo? Ang gulo mo, ano daw? Ang sakit mo sa ulo kausap. Saka na tayo mag-usap. Ang labo mo. Right? Yan. Sabay, ignore. O kaya block. Right? Pag magulong kausap. So see how communication breakdown happens if you are not clarifying your thoughts. Next, ito, very, very interesting to learn to listen. How many among you ang mas magaling makinig kaysa magsalita? Have you ever realized na mas maraming kaibigan yung mga tao na magaling makinig kaysa sa mga masalitang tao? Okay? Any experience? Ako, like me, I was able to gain a lot of friends because my strategy is when I meet somebody, ang ginagawa ko, tinatanong ko siya something that will lead to a good conversation, and then I let her share, I let her explain, I don't butt in, I let her finish, and then I make her realize that I am interested about what she says or she's talking about. Okay? And then it develops a good friendship. Ganun lagi ang simula ang aking friendship, as I can say, because I know how to listen. Okay? So any one of you, sino dito naman yung ganun din? O sino naman baka
Ma'am,
naman dito yung mas maraming imik? O sige, yes.
this happened quite recently lang po. Kasi one of my friends,
Listen.
she went under this very bad experience. I don't want to elaborate on it. Pero the main point was, I made sure na I was there to listen and that she can unburden herself. And that's what I think po is what learn to listen mean. It's in any conversation, you shouldn't just talk about yourself, because those people who talk only about themselves think only about themselves, and they don't think about the people around them. So what I did po was I made sure that I was a friend, and I can I can sympathize with my friends when they need me the most.
Yes, and you still have your friends until now, right,
Very
Vincent?
po.
And your friendship grows even deeper, right? Because there is this trust and respect being developed in that friendship, right? Because listening leads to understanding and trust. Okay? Pag ikaw yung nagsasalita, parang selfish, di ba ang selfish noon, right? Paano naman siya? Paano naman yung kanyang damdamin, right? And usually kaya nag-aaway kayo ng kaibigan mo or ng parents mo or ng family members mo is because you don't listen, right? O any sharing, diyan sa family naman. Kailan kayo nag-away ng mommy mo or daddy mo kasi hindi ka nakikinig? Simple experience. Ano yung instance na hindi ka nakinig at nagkaroon kayo ng away ng iyong family member? Yes.
Siguro,
Orlando.
Hindi po to sa family, pero siguro po, commonly nangyayari po to sa school. Kapag po nagbibigay ng instruction yung teacher, tas the students tend to not listen first. And in the end po, they tend to ask, ano daw? To begin with, hindi naman po sila nakinig, kaya sa dulo po, tanong po sila ng tanong.
Yes, exactly. Okay? How can you do things right if you do not listen to instruction? How can you how can you make things work if you do not listen to the things that are being asked of you to do, right? And with regards to your parents, ano yung dapat yung pinapakinggan? Yung gusto ko marinig. Example, na hindi kayo sayo or advice or words of wisdom of your parents. That caused a breakdown in communication between you and your parents. Any sharing?
Ma'am,
Yes.
I remember po when I'm still training for taekwondo. Maybe I'm grade 9 po or grade 10. So when the training is go on, so we're not listening to the instructor, so we get punished, and he says that we should follow two important rules, and that is to listen and to follow. Because you cannot follow some certain po na you cannot follow some certain po na rules if you didn't listen well po. Yun lang.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, so that's another example. So what about in the family with your parents? Oh, thanks, John.
Ano po, ma'am?
Yes.
Recently lang po. My mom told me to cook a champurrado. So I thought ma'am, I thought po na na 1 cup of yung malagkit po, then 1 cup of hindi malagkit na rice. So I make po na tig isang gatang instead po na tig kalahati. Yun po, naging kalahating kilo po instead of 1/4. Ang dami po namin kinain, ang dami pong naluto. May mga
sayang.
Opo. Ay, inubos po namin, magagalit si mama.
Oh, so napilita kayo ubusin, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Very simple.
Merienda po.
Hanggang kinabukasan. Ayan.
Merienda lang, ma'am.
Okay. O sa friendship naman, aside from ano yung mga nakakatawang pangyayari sa school, hindi kayo nagkaintindihan kasi di ka nakikinig sa kaibigan mo. Yes.
This is about Jinzan po.
Gia, okay.
Jinzan po is always in his own world po. That's why
Yeah.
when we try to talk to him, he doesn't know what we were talking about, and then he's just dumbfounded and doesn't know what we were talking about. And sometimes we get his water bottle and he doesn't even realize it.
Sometimes only.
Sometimes.
True.
Actually, nowadays, especially now that you are in your online world, 2000 virtual world, parang yung tenga nyo may mga pasak na wala talagang sabi yung nanay nyo, huy, umano ka naman, damputin mo naman yung basura sa tabi mo. So wala talaga. Okay? You have your own. Yes. Ako talaga doon, nagagalit na ako. Sabi ko, hoy, ano mo naman yan? Ipisin mo naman. Wala, dead mo kasi hindi niya naririnig. Right? So, it's very, very important to listen. Sabi ko, katulad nung wag mo hawak kayo, mainit yan, mainit. Hindi siya nakikinig. O, pag hawak niya yan, paso. Okay, bahala ka, karma. So, you're not listening. Okay? So, simple, from the simplest to the most, or to the parang critical situation. Listening is really, really necessary. Okay? Next, take care of your body language and tone. Yan. Keep your emotions in check. Try to maintain eye contact and adopt a relaxed tone when conversing with others. O any experience na kayo, na-overuse nyo yung body language nyo?
Ma'am, we I have an
Yes.
experience. I have an experience within dealing with eye contact
Okay.
because in elementary days, ma'am, our teacher taught us that when listening to a person, when talking to a person, we maintain eye contact. Then in grade 7, a teacher got us called a sermon teacher, an English teacher in our next classroom. They she scolded us, and when she's scolding us, I tried to maintain eye contact with her, but after a few minutes, um, he got she got angry. I don't know why, and until now, it got traumatized me dealing with eye contact with other people.
Really? Is it really, Bea?
Yes, ma'am. I don't know why, but
Oh my God.
throughout these years, with the help of my friends, um, I got overcome. I overcome it. But sometimes when an angry teacher or someone who is angry, I don't maintain eye contact with them because I always think that I always
Are you
think
okay
that
dyan? Ay, Bea.
I'm sorry, ma'am, if I got emotional
Yeah, pati ako nagdadamay eh.
because
Ah,
it's truly traumatized me because I'm still young. That's
okay, so any,
my experience, ma'am.
okay, thank you so much, Bea, for that very, very honest sharing. Any comment from the others? Do you agree about having eye contact or maintaining eye contact when you're talking to a person? Do you have any other experience naman, like a positive one? When you realize the importance of eye contact?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sino?
Tama
Mommy.
ko na po mag-share.
O sige, si Ara muna.
Ano po ma'am, I truly believe that the
Yeah.
eye is the portal to the soul or
The
kung ano
window.
man yun. Yeah. So, I usually don't like eye contacts kasi it weirds me out. Para bang, lalo na pag hindi ka close tapos nag-eye contact. So, nawiwirdohan
Yes.
ako. Pero if like, I really like the person or we connect in a different level, parang having an eye contact is weirdly heavenly in a sense na ano ba, para bang you know when people is really
Sincere.
sincere or genuine with what they feel or what they tell you or how they want to make you feel while talking. Tsaka ano, you can talk with your eyes. Basta yun, parang gano'n.
Yes, exactly. Right. So when we say, maybe we can reflect on two things here regarding maintaining eye contact. We know very well that sincerity and the genuineness of the genuinity rather of your emotions or your purpose in talking to others may be seen through the eyes, right? Imagine talking to somebody who doesn't even look at you straight to your eye. It will make you feel what? It will maybe it will offend you somehow, right? Na may sinasabi ako, you're not listening because you're not paying attention. You're not even looking at me. Okay? And that in our country, in the Philippines, maintaining eye contact is a sign of respect, right? But do you know that in other countries, like in Japan, if you are not at the same level of, kunyari, itong mayaman, hindi mayaman, mataas sa katupuan sa trabaho, isa, no? They do not, kabastusan, it's rude when they maintain eye contact. So with regards to the sharing of Bea, it's really kind of sad to realize that maybe the way we look at each other, sabi nga ni Aram, tingin pala nagsasalita na tayo, di ba? So the way we look at a person will give will give an expression or a feeling, right? So sometimes nagiging tayong judgmental siguro ang dating sa iba, minsan naman nagiging bastos, or yung iba naman napaka tawag dito, appreciative or very welcoming naman yung look, right? So that's why we have to take care of our body language. Di ba minsan rin tayo, nadadala tayo ng emosyon natin, sa galit natin, napapa-dirty finger tayo sa ibang tao, aminin niyo yan, kayo mga magkakabarkada. Kaya may mga actions kayo na hindi niyo mapigilan, and it gives a big impact to others, and it may be more or less misinterpreted. Okay? So we have to be very careful with our body language and our tone of voice. So dito sige nga, isa pa nga sharing sa family naman. Anong nangyari? Di ba sa pagsagot mo sa nanay mo, mamaya, di ba minsan mamaya, meron pang pagtirik ng mata. Di ba? Di ba, if your mother will see you like that, mamaya, meron pang pagtirik ng mata, ang talim, makakamatay ang tingin nyo. At ang sigaw nyo, mamaya, ay talaga namang parang kayo ang hari ng bahay nyo. Ewan ko lang kung ano mangyari sa inyo pag yung nanay nyo ay yung nanay na hindi makapagtansya ng batang ganyan. So, anong gagawin sa inyo? Magkakasira talaga kayo ng parents mo. Right? Or even with your friends. So, when we say body language, lahat yon, whole body. Okay? We can be judgmental, we can be rude, we can be offensive, we can even hurt deeply somebody's feelings with just the mere body language that we do, okay, or that we express. Ano pa? Halimbawa, sige nga, ano nga mga body language na parang masyadong powerful? Yung pagtalikod nyo, di ba?
Something fit po.
Yes?
Something fit po.
Ano yun? Ella.
Something fit po. So, for
example?
Yung something fit po, ma'am.
Stamping your feet. Yes.
I'm going to share, ma'am, about me and my sister, my big sister, because we always quarrel, but it's a normal thing. But when we were kids, we always tend to shout at each other or stamp our feet and at the back of our like that, ma'am. We always when we fight each other, we tend to raise our voices, and our body language says it all. It it after that we actually make up. It's not like we always say sorry to each other, but it's just a feeling when you need to, what do you call it, when you need to express yourself, you still love your sister, and you tend to forgive her kahit sa sarili mo lang po. Yan lang po.
Yes, that's true. Kahit nga, yun nga, when we resolve communication breakdown, your body language can also do the work, right? So minsan you don't have to say a word, just by merely touching, patting the shoulder, o kaya yung parang tingin na, ganun yung parang sorry na, di ba? Yung nangungusap, your eyes telling that you are sorry. Okay, that will also be a way of resolving communication breakdown. So that can be a way to resolve kung paano mo sinira through your body language yung inyong relationship or yung inyong magandang samahan. Pwede mo rin yung ayusin through body language. That is, kung naintindihan ka niya, baka naman nami-misinterpret niya. Kaya diba, yung mga lalaki, bagto yung basta-basta kikindat, mangingindat mo, nilabas na kagalang pa, nakalabas pa yung dila. Ako, yari kayo, baka nasampig yung mga girls, diba? Because that's rude. So you have to be very careful. Thank you very much for sharing about this. Okay, next. Build up your confidence by asking for feedback and observing others. So, let's talk about your performance in school. Okay? Anyone who has a sharing about how you were able to take feedback in a nice way or in a negative way? Yung experience nyo before. Nung kayo ay nag-perform, kunyari nag-report kayo or any performance sa school, may nag-feedback sa inyo, how did you receive that? How did you deal with that? And experience? O kaya yung na-criticize kayo? O, did it build your confidence or did it destroy your confidence? Any sharing? O kaya yung simpleng ano rin, yung meron tayong mga gato experience eh. Please share one.
Ma'am, nung, ay,
Yes, sige. Aram.
ano po dun sa by observing others.
Mhm.
So, nung ano po kasi, grade 9, I competed in this VJ Hunt something. So, di po, I was competing na nun, and then my classmates or some of my friends were in our room, and they were, I think, preparing for their own respective contests or competition. As far as I can remember, little to nobody I know showed up to while I was performing. So parang it didn't build up my confidence. Parang bang, okay, next time, siguro. Parang gano'n na lang, ma'am.
So what do you mean? You were, parang, anong tawag dito? You were, anong term yun? Oh my God, I lost the word.
Discouraged?
So how did you feel? Yeah, discouraged and...
I didn't feel discouraged naman po kasi I understood na they have their own competitions to like compete onto, but I felt like it's somehow unfair to my part because you know, especially in a friendship, that not everything you do should be reciprocated kasi nga we have different bandwidths and capabilities. But it's like showing up kahit like 5 minutes or so lang to show your support will be a great help to your friends, especially if they're competing in a competition like that. So parang ganun.
Yes. That's very important. Have you experienced yung kahit konting isang text lang, isang konting imik lang na, kaya mo yan, yeah, you can do that. I believe in you, right? Those are but feedback or encouraging words that will really build your confidence when you are, for example, it's your first time to join a contest or it's your first time to do something. Okay? So what we should remember, because we have this, you are a family, you are a friend. We have to be very, what do you call this? Maalalahanin. What's that in English? I'm losing my words right now. Sakit kasi ng ulo ko. Okay, you have to be very thoughtful. Okay, of giving positive feedback, positive, encouraging words to others, especially to your friends. Kasi I'd never joke on. Huwag kang magbibiro ng halimbawa. Di ba minsan pag nagpa-practice yung kaklase nyo or tatawanan nyo lang, tapos nandun kayo sa likod, may make face kayo, do you think that will help? Okay, that will help that person in building his or her confidence or even help you, your relationship as friend. Ikaw nga yung best friend niya, ikaw pa yung number 1 na ng gugulo, ikaw pa yung number 1 na aasar, di ba? So, what do you do as a friend to support your friend or your classmate, right? So when you see an error, for example, o kaya something that you think should be done better, you should say it in a nice way, right? Parang hindi ba, parang mas maganda yung red mo kaninang suot para sa just sa contest. Okay, wag mo sabihin, sagwa naman yung kulay blue sa'yo, ang bading. Di ba parang, oh my God, parang gano'n na ba ako kung pangit, parang bigla na siya talagang gumuho yung mukha akong bading, sasali ako Mr. Quezon High. Iba kailangan mamacho ako, tapos sabihin, ba yan, parang ka naman bading maglakad. Kung ano sa parang mo mangyayari, oh my God, it will really ruin, the personality, the confidence of your friend. Okay? So, ganun din sa family, yung kapatid mo, sige, kaya mo yung oo, kaya mo yan. Okay? Hindi yung, ito kasi magkakapatid na aking mga anak. Minsan, tawa ng tawa, tinatawanan. Kung pag kunyari nagsasayaw, tinatawanan. So, yung isa, maya-maya, nag-iiyak na siya. Okay? So, gano'n. I'm sure nangyayari yun sa inyo sa family. Pinagtatawanan nyo. Yung inyong kapatid. Pinagtatawanan yung kaibigan nyo. Okay? So, that will cause really misunderstanding between you. Okay? Even your friends. Okay? Next, this is in the first part of our discussion. Communicate face to face on the important issues. Okay? So sharing tayo, yung kayo ay nag face to face ng isang tao na nagkaroon kayo ng problema, tapos pinag-usapan niyo talaga, pinuntahan mo siya or pinuntahan ka niya, magharap kayo, nagsampalan kayo, gano'n. Hindi. O ano ginawa? Sige nga. Di ba meron gano'n? Pwede pa tayo mag-usap, harapan tayo. Kung talaga. Sabi ko talaga malakas sa loob mo, sige. Usap tayo ng face to face. Kay Rafi Tulfo. Sharing. How you resolve communication breakdown through face to face. Kaya mo ba yon? Ikaw ba yung taong no, I cannot do that. Ay, siguro hayain na lang muna kami, huwag na muna kami mag-usap. Hindi ko siyang harapin, hindi ko siya kayang harapin. Any sharing?
Even.
Yes. Ate kasi, Bea ba to?
Yes, ma'am.
Sige.
Last year, in our school about our organization, and instead we talk about it online. We have a set of schedule to communicate face to face to resolve that problem, and because I know that I did something wrong about some events, and my teacher, what do you call that?
Advisor.
Yes. No, our teacher, ma'am. Our teacher, we talk about some problems, and I take criticism because I know that I am wrong, but there is some point that she overboard some of things that she say that she doesn't mean it, but it's okay. I take it, and in the end of the day, I treat it like there's nothing happened between us, because I know that it is important to resolve an issue than to make it worse.
Yeah, very good. That's a very nice realization, Bea. Because it's our goal always is to resolve, right? Not to make things worse. And everything can be settled in a nice conversation, in a nice way, right? And face to face is a challenging. It's something challenging, okay? Especially that if you are not confident enough to express yourself in front of another person, okay? Kaya nga may mga tao, may mga lalaki na nagte-text sa chat lang sinasabi yung feelings nila, yan, yung mga pagdating sa love life, pag nagharap na wala meme na ganon. So paano kayo magkaka-love life pag ganyan? It's another important issue, aba. Hindi natin yung minamalit sa inyong at your age, okay? Expressing your feelings to somebody is very important, it's but normal, right? So why not say it face to face, okay? So that person can see through your eyes your sincerity, okay? Face to face will really show the sincerity of a person, okay? That's the challenge. Kaya nga yung mga sinungaling, yung mga manduloko, yung mga manggagancho, mahirap yan kausap pag face to face. Mapapansin nyo, hindi sila makatingin ng diretso, at hindi sila makapagsalita ng dahil hindi maintindihan ang sasabihin, hindi alam kung anong isasagot, right? Okay, that's one way to resolve important issues in a communication breakdown. Pag hindi humarap sa inyo yung taong gusto nyo kausapin, that means he or she is not interested, or he or she is not open to resolving the situation or the problem. So then leave it. Hayaan na. Sabihin, they don't deserve you as a friend, as a group mate, as a barkada. Okay, why not find people who will really accept you or are willing to belong, okay, to belong to your group or to your group of friends. Okay, so ganun. That's one way to test the sincerity of people face to face, kung talaga, di ba? Sabi nga, kung talaga, sige, magharap tayo. Yeah. Pwede rin naman yun sa mga away nyo, di ba? Pero wag naman kayong magpapadala sa emosyon, magsasapa ka, magbabarila, ganyan. Opo, that's another issue, right? In communication breakdown, yung hindi na control yung emotion. So kailangan bago kayo magharap ay kalmado na muna ang lahat. I remember that. Another set of strategies, ayan, you can share about your experiences is this. So number one is the first is keep focused. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin ng focus? Bukod sa pagiging focus mo, pakikinig, ano ibig sabihin ng focus dito? You should focus on one topic or on one subject or on one issue. Okay? Kaya kasi hindi pa tapos maresolbahan yung isang issue ng pinag-awayan, ang layo na nangarating mo, may mga may sanga-sanga na ng pinag-awayan. O sige nga, example nyo nga ng inyong experience ng iyong kaibigan, may problema kayo pero parang dumami pa yung problema, imbis na isa lang. O kunyari yung hindi kanya nasabihan na kayo ay may lakad. Yan, sabi niya, bakit hindi mo ako sinabihan na nanonood pala tayo ng sine? Bakit hindi ako kasama? Di ba magkaibigan tayo? Tayo nga ang super close, ba't ako hindi mo sinabihan? O, ano sinagot niya? Kailangan yung napag-uusapan nyo ha, bakit hindi ka nasabihan sa lakad na yon or sa inuman na yon, sa birthday na yon. Okay? Ano nangyari doon sa usap nyo? Imbis na magkasundo kayo, nagkaroon pa na iba issues. Kasi naman, ang hirap sa'yo, meron ko pang ibang kaibigan, hindi mo naman talaga priority itong friendship natin Oh, diba? Hindi naman yun ang usapan. Oo, meron din siya ibang kaibigan, alangan namang ikaw lang. So ano ba talagang problema? Bakit hindi mo siya sinabihan, in-invite? Bakit mo siya hindi na-invite? Ano yung totoo? Okay? So that you have to resolve the problem. Huwag muna yung problema yung iba niyang kaibigan. Okay? Ano muna nangyari? Ganon. So, any sharing? Yes. Sino to? Gia. Magsalita ang teka nga, Gia. O sige, ikaw muna, Gia. Tatawag ako ng iba mamaya. Ibig sabihin daw wala kayo ma-share, kaya kayo hindi na-imik. Meron, naiya lang kayo. O sige, Gia.
You probably have the same thing to share with Vincent. One time, one of our friends, he asked Vincent to go to the cinema with this girl. And then,
wow! Sana all.
And then,
girl.
Hindi pa natuloy. So, what happened is, Vincent thought that it was cancelled, but what happened is, this person went with this girl alone and not with Vincent because he wanted to have some alone time with the girl. And then Vincent is still mad about it until now.
Ganon, salisihan siya, parang ganon. Tama ba, Vincent?
They told me na hindi po tuloy para po sila na lang po yung
So, sino kinonfront mo doon, Vincent? Is it the girl or the guy?
And then, first thing when they came back to school, kasi I was at school po at that time, I got really mad at Harvey kasi he didn't invite me. And then, we had some fights po. I never felt so mad.
And ngayon, were you able to resolve that? Were you able to talk face-to-face? Or how did you resolve that?
Yes po, kasi I think grade 10 pa po yun. So, wala masyadong quarantine restriction. We were able to talk it face-to-face and not in the GC. Because if it's in the GC, it will be longer and we wouldn't make a resolution po.
Yes, imagine GC, ang daming nakakabasa, di ba? Ang daming at ang daming makikisawsaw, sabi nga, makikigulo. Okay, that's very good decision for you to talk about that in face-to-face. And at least, I hope you have some realizations about that. Bakit nangyari yun? So next time, you know what to do, right? Okay. At saka, it has an implication, may implied message yan. Bakit sumama si girl doon sa lalaki nang hindi ka sinabihan? So, ibig sabihin, hanap ka nila ng iba. Okay, Vincent, tama ba ako? Naghanap ka nila ng iba na makakadate. Ang saya naman nun, parang, ano yun, talaga nakakainis yun, Vincent, kung ako yun. Okay? Next, speak intelligibly. Okay? It means using the appropriate speaking volume, pitch, rate, proper enunciation, stress, and acceptable pronunciation. Okay? O ano yon? Anong example dito? So when you say intelligibly, you have to be smart, okay, in speaking, especially when it comes to ito yung sa school matters. Ano, mas importante ito. When you are a reporter or a presenter, a discussant, okay, how do you do that? Pag, syempre, ikaw yung laging leader, ikaw yung laging yung, sino dito yung lagi na lang siya ang leader, siya na laging nakasangkalang sa unahan. So that means, you are a good oral communicator, but it doesn't mean na maganda yung boses mo, you have a modulated voice, okay na, 'di ba? Meron tayong mga reporter na mga discussants, nakaka-blap ang ganda-ganda ng boses pag nagsalita na, hindi mo na siya mag-gets, ano sinasabi niya. Okay? So, okay, ang ganda ng boses, mali-mali naman ang pronunciation. Tawanan kayo ng tawanan, 'di ba? Sabi nga, ano sabi doon sa isang joke? Yung ano yung cook, hindi, mami, I will try to recall. Okay, so pitch rate. So, yung mga sobrang titinis ng boses, minsan hindi na natin sila pinagre-report kasi sakit sa tenga, right? Proper enunciation, stress, and acceptable pronunciation. So, as much as possible, hindi naman ibig sabihin kapag ikaw ay Bisaya or may punto ka, ay wala ka ng karapatan maging discussant, right? That's why we have this so-called practice. Okay? Hindi pwedeng makulong ka sa mundo mo na ikaw ay Bisaya, matigas ka magsalita ng mga words. So, wala ka ng karapatan mag-report. No, of course not. You have to practice. Okay? Practice speaking words correctly. So, it will build also your confidence. Swerte yung mga klase nyo na magaling talaga silang magsalita ng English. Okay? But don't be discouraged. You are, and that's why we have oral communication. You can watch YouTube, videos, how to practice, how to speak intelligibly. Okay? Acceptable pronunciation, hindi naman ibig sabihin na napatigas ka na ng salita, maano ka na, mahihiya ka na, no. You have to practice. Okay? So, listen with your ears and eyes. Okay, how do you do that? Ito, same yung kanina, verbal and non-verbal message. Ito rin yung kanina, yung take care of your non-verbal messages or body language. So that's the same. Listen with your ears and eyes. Any other, baka may naaalala na kayo na hindi kayo nakinig with your ears and eyes. Kaya anong nangyari, anyari? Any sharing? Yes, Brian. Brian. Nulo si Brian. Sige, si Andrea na lang. Andrea.
Yes po, ma'am.
Sige, si Brian muna. Go, Brian.
Can you repeat the question?
Mag-share ka lang. Just a sharing na hindi ka nakinig. Kaya may nangyaring mali.
Katulad po ngayon.
Ngayon, di ba? Tinawag ka, di mo alam sabihin mo. Dahil, anong ginagawa mo? Nag-ML ka?
Hindi po.
Hindi. Joke lang yun.
Kaya na lang po dito. Nagagawa.
Okay. So anong kwento?
Yun na po yung answer ko.
Galing nga. Napaka-smart na sagot ni Brian. Tama nga naman. When you are in the middle of a class discussion and your teacher calls you, kahit nung nasa classroom pa kayo, ikain nga. Ano daw? Ayan, tapos tingin na sa yung kaklase mo, kamot ka na lang sa ulo. Pass po, pass. Okay? So, listen with your ears and eyes will lead you to a deeper communication with others. Okay? So, that means with your heart also. Ears and eyes also goes with your heart because that means you are very, very focused and you are so interested to listen and understand that person. Okay? So if you have problem with your parents, you listen with your ears and eyes. Meaning you look at them, make them feel that you are really listening to their advice, that you appreciate and value, the things that they tell you as your parents. Okay? And that as a child, you really are willing to to obey them, okay, with your ears and eyes. That means understanding wholeheartedly. Okay, that's the key. to resolving any problem. Kahit anong galit mo sa kaibigan mo, kahit anong galit mo sa kapwa mo, pag nakinig ka na at you open your heart, things will be in the right place. Okay, next, ayan, katulad niyan, minimize distractions. Okay, ano yung ano ginagawa? How do you minimize distractions when you are communicating with others? Aside from looking for a place where you can minimize distractions, like the physical barriers, the external noises, what else do you do? Katulad nga nung sabi nga ni Vincent, i-minimize yung distraction kasi hindi sila nag-usap sa group chat. Di ba? Bakit ang daming distraction doon? Dahil ang daming kasali sa GC. Okay? What else? Or how else do you minimize distractions to avoid communication breakdown? Aside from that, any other examples?
I simply not caring about it.
What do you mean?
There will be no problem if you act as if no problem exists. Para bang isipin mo na lang na there is no distraction in front of you to avoid its effects.
Yeah, so parang learn the art of ignoring something, right? That will distract you. So that's a nice idea. Kaya that's very challenging. Mahirap yan, di ba? Yung babaliwalain mo yung something that really exists, right? So you have to practice that. Okay? Yung kunyari, nag-exist yung mga distractions sa paligid mo, pero ano sabi mo, hindi mo papansinin. Tama ba? Okay, so mahirap yun. Okay, so ano pa? What other examples can you share?
Ma'am,
Yes.
by making yourself calm first before confronting anyone po. Kasi po kapag po, when you let yourself be carried away by your emotions, the problem is existing might even go farther po.
Yes, exactly. Because psychological barrier distraction. That's very nice to us, Orlando. Okay? Be specific. Use simple and concise words. Huwag mong paguluhin ang mga salita. Marami tayo experience dito na hindi kayo nagkaintindihan kasi ang gulo nung ininig. O kaya ang gulo nung kwento, ang gulo nung instruction, diba? O sabi, bili ka ng Colgate. Sabi. O sabi niya, bumili ka. Binili mo sa tindahan ay, sabi mo, pabili nga pong Colgate, yung close-up. Sabi, ano daw? Sabi ng magtindera, yung pong Colgate, Colgate po yung close-up. Okay? Why? Because you're not specific. Kasi para sa atin, pag sabing Colgate ay ano?
Toothpaste po.
Toothpaste. Diba? Toothpaste yun. Pero sabi ko sa tindahan, pabili nga pong Colgate, binigyan ka ng Colgate. Hindi po ito. Yung po, close up po na Colgate. Ayaw ko sa'yo, sa iba ka na tindahan bumili. O, di ba? Ang gulo. Simple lang eh. Uy nga, toothpaste po. Pabili nga po yung Palmolive, yung Pantene. Okay, so ang gulo. Ano pa yung examples nyo? Sa bahay nyo, kunyari, ano yung mga magugulo nyong usapan? Di ba? Yung mga simple instruction na kunyari, pag sinabi, kakain ka ba? Kakain ka ba? Titirang ka ba namin ng ulam? Busog pa ako. Hindi kayo nagkalinawan noon. Busog ka pa, pero hindi mo sinabi na hindi ka nakakain. Mamaya ka na nakakain. Pagtingin mo doon sa lamesa, wala na laman, wala na pagkain. Bakit niyo ako inubusan? Sabi mo, busog ka pa. Sinabi ko ba na ubusin yung sabi ko lang, busog pa ako. Okay? So, dapat sabihin mo, busog pa ako, tira niyo akong ulam, maya-maya ako kakain. Di ba? That's it. Okay? So, ano pa? Sa mga love life nyo, paano nyo ginagawang simple yung mga salita para hindi kayo mag-away ng iyong special someone. Di ba? Anong sabi mo? Wala ba nakaka-relate?
Wag na lang magjowa, ma'am.
Wag na, sakit lang sa ulo. Na ano pa kayo, nadidistract pa kayo. Yung may jowa, paano nyo ginagawang simple ang conversation nyo para smooth sailing. Para magtagal ang mansari nyo umabot ng second mansari. Yeah. Kasi iba, week-sari lang eh. Di ba, gulo kasi mag-usap. Hindi nagkaintindihan. Sabi, text mo ako ng maagap ha. O, tinext niya alauna ng madaling araw. O, sabi mo maagap, bakit gising ka pa? Eh, sabi mo maagap, yan. Hindi, sabi mo maagap, o, sabi, pagising mo sa umaga, text mo ako agad, or chat mo ako agad. Okay? Be specific. Or else, doon nagsisimula ang kaguluhan, kawindangan ng buhay. Right? Okay. Ito pa, para sa mga magjojowa, do not jump to conclusions. Before you give your comments and judgment, be sure that you have listened attentively to the speaker. Okay, ayan. Do not jump into conclusions. Pinusuan ang isang magandang babae sa Facebook. Common friend niyo. Pinusuan. Okay, eto ka na galit ka, high blood ka na kasi alam mo na crush na yung babae niyo sa school. Eh, syempre, may contest kunyari na pinusuan sa dinami-dami ng picture. Yun lang pinusuan. Eto ka na, nangangaway ka na. Ganon. So, gusto mo pala siya pala ang mahal mo. Sa kanya ka na, break na tayo, blah, 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 and all that. Okay? You are jumping into conclusion. Sabi niya, ano ka ba? Asilentan lang yan sa akin na pakipusuan. Ako'y lang, nakiki-support lang naman. Ayan. So, what else? Okay, what other examples can you share na kayo ay nag-jump into conclusions agad na nakagulo?
Mama ko po.
Yeah. Sino ka?
Ma'am, Gia was hello?
Yes. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Gia was chatting with me about something. And then, I thought that there was a certain message na parang she was saying that she was angry at me, so let's parang friends over na. Parang ganun. Yun yung po may interpretation ko po. Kaya sabi ko, gusto mo na friends over na tayo. Tapos yung sabi niya, nagulat ako yung sinabi niya. Sabi niya, ha? Ano? Tapos sabi ko, ha? Ano ba? Parang naguluhan po ako doon. Kaya ayun, nagtawa na lang po kami.
Yes, kaya nga, ganun nga, di ba? So, minsan so hindi na tayo tuloy. Di ba? Minsan sinasabi niya, parang uulan. Di ba? Kunyari, magde-date kayo mamayang 5 o'clock. Excited na. Binis ka na. Okay. Tapos sinabi lang sa'yo na, oh my God, parang uulan. Parang ganyan. Parang uulan. Parang hindi maganda ang panahon mamaya. Sabi mo, ganun. So, hindi na tayo tuloy. O, di wag na. Kahit kailan, hindi na pati. Okay. O, mga ganon. So, you are jumping to conclusions without listening completely, and attentively to what the other is saying. Okay? So, gano'n, nagsisimula talaga dyan ang mga matitinding away, jumping into conclusions. Usually, negative conclusions, right? O kaya, yung mga halimbawa, chismis, di ba? Uy, hindi na siya pumapasok kasi, di ba, parang naano sila ng joke, nag-out of town sila ng boyfriend niya, nahuli ng mga oh my God, buntis siya. Yeah, buntis agad. Hindi ba pwedeng, muna, na lang, nakinulong lang ng nanay kasi nahuli. Ha? Okay, o kaya siya ay nag-iinom. Nakita mo lang yung picture niya sa Facebook na inom ng San Miglite. Oh my God, lasenggo siya. Huwag mo na yung entertaining, lasenggo siya. Isa tumigim lang, first time nga yata nakatingin ng San Miglite, lasenggo na. Okay. Yung mga nakikita natin sa pictures, do not jump into conclusions. Or kapag nakita mo siya, nandun nag-attend siya doon sa birthday party na yun, na akala mo dapat wala siya doon. Inaway mo na siya. So, tanong mo muna, ba't nandun ka? Ano ginagawa mo doon? Ganon. Okay, another tip. So, kumpletohin na natin ito. Bibilis-bilis na natin. Ayan. So, ito. These are also some strategies. Okay, tips to avoid communication breakdown. Karagdagan lang to. Completeness of thoughts. Do not leave a conversation or sa pakikipag-usap mo na hanging. Hindi kumpleto. Bitin. Okay? Anong example niya, mga bitin na yan? You are talking to a friend, to anyone, and then naputol. Diba? Yung inyong pag-uusap. So, anong mangyayari? Malabo. Walang ending. Hindi nagsara. Okay? Kunyari, meron kayong usapan, you are going there, you're doing this and all. But then, biglang nawala yung inyong usap. Naputol for any, like for example, wala nang load or ano na, wala na. So what will happen? Okay, how will your lakad push through or your activity? Hindi kayo nagkasara ng usap kung kailan, saan, anong oras aalis, anong dadalhin, sino mga kasama, magulo. So anong ending? Wag na, hindi na natin ituloy, drawing na lang. Okay? Next, conciseness. What do you mean by concise? Anyone? Bakit dapat concise ang pakikipag-usap? Why should you be concise in talking or sharing your thoughts with others?
Not everybody, ma'am, has the same, what do you call this? Parang they can't decrypt many messages, especially if the messages were, ano yun, parang masyadong mysterious in a sense.
Mm-hmm. So when we say concise,
ano ma'am, direct to the point, or what you want to say, you say it head
straight
on.
Yes. Diba, stop. Kung may galit ka sa akin, yan, mga ganyan. Kung may galit ka sa akin, sabihin mo, huwag ko ano-ano mga iniinit mo. Ang dami-dami mong mga pabulaklak, ang dami mong mga sinasabi kung ano-ano. Ano ba talaga? Ang galit mo sa akin. Yes, sabi nung kaibigan mo. Galit ako sa'yo kasi mang-aagaw ka. Mga ganon. Pero ang dami mong ininig, ang dami mong mga sinasabi sa kanya. So, ang gulo. Diretsahin mo na nga naman. Galit ako sa'yo kasi inagawan mo ko. Ng ano ba? Ewan ko. Gusto mo ng agaw ka. O, yun. Hindi, linawin mo. Wala man ako inaagaw eh. Inagaw mo sa akin si Vincent. Kunyari lang, Vincent, wala akong maisip na pangalan. I mean, bakit ko naman siya agawin sa'yo? Unang-una, hindi naman siya sa'yo. Yeah. O, mga ganon, ha? Mga ganong linyahan natin. O, ano pa? Consideration. O, ano naman yung mga nangyari sa inyo na kayo ay naging masyadong hindi considerate sa inyong kapwa friends. Yung masyado kang parang below the belt. Yung inyong chismis, o kaya napa-over yung sinabi mo na dapat hindi mo sinabi. Kasi wala kang, you did not even consider, different aspects, in cultural background, his past experiences. Yan. Any sharing? Meron bang gano'n, Francis? Timik naman yung iba, JM, Johanna, Lara. Okay, share an experience na kayo ay walang konsiderasyon. Nagkaroon kayo ng away kasi napasobra kayo. Or kayo mismo yung victim. Dali, para tayo matapos na. Last na to eh. Sagot. Lara, may ganun ba sa family, sa friend, food? Lara? Hello?
For example po, my friend was mad.
Louder nga, Lara, louder.
For example po, my friend was mad about something, and I knew she was mad, but I didn't really bother about it. So I said something that would make her more mad, and I think that can be problematic, especially because you have to have the right timing to tell something in order for us to communicate well. So I should have said that thing that I should have said in the better timing so that we can have better communication.
Alright. So remember, there are times na hindi natin, yung expectation natin sa ibang tao, ay hindi nila nagagampanan, right? With what we maybe are expecting too much from them, and then they fail us, right? And then what we feel is, aaway natin sila, pagagalitan natin sila, hindi natin sila, I mean, for example, alisin natin sila sa group, diba? For example, sa isang research project, hindi siya nakatulong sa gawain nyo. Bakit? Why? Talk to him or her first. Bakit hindi ka nakaambag, hindi ng pera, ng effort, ng time, o pati pera? eh, ayaw mo na ba? Hindi ka na namin isasali. O ano, a-attend ka ba? Ganyan. Diba? Ganun kayo. O ano ba? Tutulong ka ba o hindi? Without even listening to the person, bakit hindi siya makakarating, bakit hindi siya makakapag-ambag, bakit hindi siya muna makakatulong for now. Okay? Hindi yung may konti ng pagkakamali, konting failed sa expectations, wala na. Friendship over na or ayawan na, okay, break na, kagulo na. Okay? So consideration in every aspect of someone's life. For example, meron siyang pinagdadaanan, diba? Meron siyang problema. Try to reach out and understand. That's a key to resolving breakdown. Okay? Kasi laging may reason yan. Laging may reason. Find that out. Okay? Concreteness. What do you mean by concreteness? O, kabaliktaran ng kalabuan. Diba? Pag ang kausap mo yung malabo, talagang hindi kayo magkakaintindihan. So when you say concrete, be what? Be clear and something that can be really understood. So wag kang masyadong malabong kausap. Diba? Parang, it's not about you, it's about me. Yes. Alam niyo ba yun? Narinig niyo na ba yun?
Yes, ma'am.
Ano daw ibig sabihin nun? Pag eto na yung sila,
Magbe-break up na, ma'am.
yan, magbe-break na, hindi niya masabi naman talaga na meron na siyang ibang gusto. Pero ang kanyang emote ay, it's not about, hindi, parang binabaliktad niya pala. Akala nung babae, pala kunyari, kasalanan ko ba? Pangit ba ako? Kapalit-palit ba ako? Sabi niya. Sabi ng lalaki, it's not about you. It's about me. May mga problema ko pinagdadaan sa aking puso. Parang hindi pa ako ready sa relationship. Mga ganon. Tigil. Sabi, no, be concrete. Anong totoo? Ang totoo pala na-discover mo, meron na siyang gustong iba. At hindi ka na niya mahal. Okay? So, diretsahin mo, I'm sorry, hindi na kita mahal. May gusto na akong iba. O, di tapos ang usap, diba? Wow, sana ganun kadali. Courtesy. Ayan na nga, diba? Ang bait-bait mo. Alam mo, I want to be honest with you. Hindi na kita mahal. Ayoko na sa'yo. Meron na akong iba. O, diba? Bait-bait mo pa. Pero humanda ka sa sampigan ng isang matindi-tindi dyan sa pagkakabait mo yan. Okay? So, no. What I mean is to be courteous and respectful every day, every time, all the time. Okay? No matter how you think you are right. Okay? Kahit alam mo, ang galing mo, tama ka, huwag mayabang, huwag mong iyayabang na tama ka. Pero minsan nadadala tayo ng kayabangan natin dahil na alam natin na ang galing-galing natin. So when you talk to other person na you know naman na hindi ganun kasing level mo, so try to say it in a nice way, in a humble way, di ba? May mga ganun. At pag magkaaway kayo, so as we always say, try to get hold of, control your emotion. Okay, that's a way of courtesy. Okay, what else? Of course, pagdating sa kung sino ang matanda, sino ang mas mataas sa'yo, you should know your position. Okay, alam mo kung sino ka, hanggang saan ka lang, ano ka lang, dapat din may acceptance yun, ha? So that you will know how to be courteous and respectful. Kasi kung ang tingin mo sa sarili mo, ikaw lagi ang bida, hindi mo matututunan yung magiging courteous or magalang, may respeto sa iba. Okay? Clearness, katulad same lang ng concise and concreteness. Okay, dapat malinaw pa sa sabaw ng sinigang, hindi malabo pa sa sabaw ng pusit. Ganun yung lagi, di ba? Minsan, ang labo pa sa sabaw ng pusit yung sinasabi mo, wala akong maintindihan. Okay, so dapat kasing clear ng Wilkins Mineral Water ang inyong usapan. Especially pag yan ay mga appointments. Especially pag may mga rules, pag mga guidelines, pag mga instructions, ano pa, yung mga bili na pinapabili sa lalo na pag nagpapabili kayo, yan, dapat malinaw anong tatak, gaano kalaki, magkano, ganyan. Correctness, okay? This time it is about correctness in grammar, especially when you are a discussant in a group activity in school. So, syempre, as a STEM student or grade 11 student, by now you should know, of course, you should have learned the correct grammar, the subject-verb agreement, simula grade 1, pinag-aaralan yan hanggang grade 10. Siguro naman ang is at are, at was, at were, ay kaya nyo nang itama. Okay? Huwag nyo nang masyadong huwag na kayong gumamit ng mga perfect tenses, yung mga progressive tenses kung hindi nyo naman kayo sanay. Okay? So, ang tip dyan, para lang mairaos nyo ng maayos ang inyong presentation, inyong discussion, you have to be, to use simple grammar. Okay? Pero pag magaling ka na, higher level na, sure, pwede nyo gawa ng medyo pang malakasang grammar and sentence constructions ang inyong discussions. Okay? Ayan. So, nandiyan din yan sa module nyo. Pwede namang habang nag-iisip kayo while you are still thinking of the next word to say, you can say, pero huwag naman isang oras yung, lalo na pag question and answer in this universe, bigwa ka na kapag ikaw wala na, talo ka na. Dapat dire-diretso. Okay? Mirror to set defense cards and triangle canal, blah, blah, blah. Galing, di ba? Winning answer. Yan, give positive remarks or comments. Pag may up ka at na-appreciate mo at nagagandahan at nagugustuhan mo yung sinasabi, you show them, okay, by saying, oh, that's good. Oh, really? Oh, that's nice. Oh, I see what I mean. Yeah, I understand you. Oh, ibig sabihin, you are paying attention. And the person you're talking to will really feel very much appreciated and your conversation will end well. Okay? Ask for repetition. Pag hindi mo narinig, don't be shy to ask na, can you please repeat what you said? Okay? Or what did you say again? Okay, lalo na sa mga telephone calls. Kasi pag nagpanggap ka na naiintindihan mo tapos hindi naman talaga, sino magiging kahiya-haya nun? Ikaw. And what else? Hindi talaga kayo magkakaintindihan. Para sa teacher nyo, tanungin nyo na diretso, lalo na sa mga math lessons or ano ba, pwede po bang pakiulit from the top? Okay, isang oras nag-discuss si teacher, ang haba ng discussion, puno na yung blackboard ng math. Tapos, ma'am, yes, can you please repeat from the top? Go away. Ayan. Go. From the top talaga, simula sa opening prayer, wag naman. Okay, check for understanding. Okay. So, you are saying that hindi mo na ako gusto. May iba ka na. Tama ba? Ayan. Sabi niya, yes. Okay, I get it. Sige. Di goodbye. Bye-bye. Beso-beso pa kayo pagka-break. Okay? Ayan. So, that's it, guys, for this week. Okay. As usual, any takeaway? Mabilis lang kasi ayan na naman tayo, overtime na naman kasi ang daming sinasabi ni ma'am. Isa lang. Si reflection na lang. Lawrence. Tatingin ulit ng camera nyo tayo, magse-selfie na para matapos na. May klase na ba kayo? Sorry ha. Hindi pa pala. No? Sakop ko pa tong time na to. Anyway, go.
So, if I'm going to base myself po from what you have discussed, I am a good listener po. Though I'm not that good at speaking po. When I was grade 10, I was always the reporter. And I don't know why they always chose me in speaking in front. But, tinatawanan na lang po ako. Yun lang po.
Sino natawa sa'yo?
Wala po, tinatawanan talaga ako. I don't know.
Sino nga? Pangalanan mo yung mga natawa sa'yo dito?
Yan po, si Aram.
Si Aram? Tawa daw ng Aram.
Aram po.
Sino ka?
Yun lang
Oh, tawa-tawa nga si Aram.
Yan, kasi ako pati nga po.
Saka si Daphne, tawa-tawa. Tawa-tawa si Daphne.
Yan, bully po yan si Daphne.
Mas bully po yan.
Oo nga, okay mo. Pamamatay na siya katatawa. Ngayon pa lang na, online magsalita, Lawrence, binubuli ka na. Naku, lalo na siguro pag nasa harapan. Ikaw naman, Alec. Any reflection? Alec.
Nung nabasa ko po yung module, like, I've got some realizations even though may nakaka-encounter lang po ako ng mga hindi naman po major problems, especially with my friends kasi they see me as a good listener whenever they have problems. So parang it's like a compliment that really builds up my confidence when it comes to communicating with others. Yes
Yeah,
po.
so they appreciate you as a good listener, right? Mas gusto natin yung kaibigan na mahilig makinig sa atin, ano? Kasi kesa doon sa may mas madaldal na o-over ano tayo. Mas malakas ang boses sa atin. Ayaw ko nun. Ayaw ko nun. Gusto ko ako lang laging malakas ang boses. Ikaw, Daphne, tawa ka ng tawa.
Ma'am, I've realized that. Actually, I realized this last week because, like I asked few of my some of my friends like what they thought about me for like some I we had. Like most of them like told me that I'm a good listener, that like I tend to like be with them even like because there are times that if people needs you, or like if people are sad or they have a problem, they tend to be afraid to speak up and to message other people. But then if I saw, or like I see it in their tweet or in their story, I immediately chat them and check on them. So yeah, I think I'm a good listener.
Yeah, 'di ba? Sometimes you appreciate those random chats, 'di ba? Yung mga taong biglang, "Okay ka lang ba?" O kaya, alam mo naman kung sino chismosa lang talaga, ano, "Uy, ano yun? Sino kaaway mo? Bakit gano'n?" May mga gano'n, mga chismosa lang talaga, ano. Anyway, so what we learned today is that every communication breakdown has a solution. We just have to strategize. We just have to know which one works, okay, best for a certain person, for a certain situation. Okay, so I hope you can apply those learnings to your daily lives. So see you again next week. Thank you guys. Picture muna. Yun na yung ending. Bigla na lang see you again. Ano. Okay, turn on your camera, please. Yan. Voltaire. Yan. Madilim ang ano ni Vol. Yan. Ezekiel. Yan. Nakatulog niya yata si Lingwe. O siguro meron na, naligo ka ano, sa tagal ng ating discussion. Anyway, okay, 1, 2, 3. Kawaki. 1, 2. Okay, so thank you. See you next week. O, sabi nyo na lang
Thank you
yung
po,
mga
ma'am.
mo.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you po.